Uh, sorry. Uh, sorry about that. Was trying to end my stream and I accidentally ended the call. Sorry. Oh, I shouldn't say end stream, but
It's fine.
okay. So I'm live.
Anyway, you're alive. Please introduce yourself, introduce the one, and tell me when to start the time.
Sure thing. Don't let me bring lower Discord on that one. Anyway. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, no matter where you are in the world. Hi, everyone. I'm Mageius1, otherwise known as Mageius, Mage, or hell, you can just call me Tim. Anyway, this is Project Nimbus, the complete edition. First, gotta make sure my settings are okay, because this game is a little finicky. And just to give you a basic idea of some of the stuff you'll see, well, this is a mech action RPG. Well, not RPG, but this is a mech game. It's got a lot of different battle frames we'll be using. It's a level editor to, all the mech, fans out there. Anyway, will be on Gamer, which, to give you an example of what each difficulty means, bit casual. You basically get auto healing, free auto lock on, and, health regeneration. Gamer, you don't have any of that. And then Prepare to Die mode, aka hard mode, is essentially that, but you take a bit more damage and it is a lot harder, and takes a lot more time. Anyway, this will be on the gamer difficulty, aka the normal difficulty. This will be, a couple hours, but hopefully you all enjoy it. So let's get started in 3, 2, 1, let's go! And immediately I will start buffering inputs, because the game lets you actually be able to do that, so it is worth just buffering inputs on that. This is our basic tutorial stage, This is how you use your thing. And it's teaching us about boosts. We want to quickly do all that there. Use our missiles, which can lock onto multiple things. And then quickly swap through, get rid of all those. Get rid of all those, swap to attacks, swap to there, quickly multi-target like all that, and then we're done the tutorial. Now I immediately have to press start to skip the first cutscene, and then mash A button to immediately start spamming to select our first character. This is basically the tutorial, in-game battle, for that one. So, story-wise, we're just playing a Skull 1 here. Won't be our character we use on that one all the way. Fun fact, you've already seen at least one mech anime reference. And that of our pilot itself, Skull 1. Or Roy Oker for those Macross and Robotech fans. As their leader of Skull Squadron. It'll be more apparent later on at the beginning of the beginning of Act 2. So right now consider this our combat tutorial. We're just going to take out every enemy we can as fast as we can. Sort of making sure we use our ammo properly. We don't really have much boost, we don't really have much other stuff, so we're just going to take out as much stuff as fast as we can until we get this. Now that we have the second part, we now just have to protect the floating city here. Get rid of them. Having to make sure I do lock onto things, because although we don't get auto lock on, the fact that our come on now. Finicky on that one for locking on. The fact that we do have a lock-on target, with the auto having the ability to lock on to multiple targets, means you can hold in the target button and sort of cheese having auto lock on. And now we're going to fly over here. Also, we do have a 180-degree turn button, but because this is in a full 360-degree environment, you have to be precise where you turn and angle-wise. Not much as far as just text so far, just get through everything as fast as I can. As I said, this is more of like the game's idea of a combat tutorial. If we're not attacking, we're going to quickly reload, provided it has, enough time to reload. The red arrow will indicate where we need to go for enemies right now, and also got to make sure I do notice that the bottom right-hand corner that I am out of ammo, or just close to out of ammo, so that way I don't leave like the tiniest like one shot left. Like, you know, so that way it immediately recharges. I can either manually reload or not. And now we're going to skip a cutscene, and we're going to immediately take a mission restart. That's because this game has checkpoints in a sense for some things, and it's just a lot easier to do that than to actually, you know, get through some of the stuff like that. Let me check. Yep. Just notice it felt like it was moving a bit slower on my camera angle, so just wanted to double check that there. Our purple targets are what we need to get rid of. Yeah, it says to keep pushing our booster, yet our booster in this one is not the best. Purple targets is what we need to get rid of. So we're going to lock onto them. Quickly reload. Follow them. Make sure to get within range. And just take them down nice and easy, as fast as we can. This mission's sort of a bit perfectly do things because of having to keep track of things. Not too complicated, but not too, you know, it's not that easy, but it's yet not that hard either. Has a very easy floor, you know, to get in on, but maximizing and optimizing movement is the trick to it. As having to make sure things are in on screen the longest so you can maintain stuff is still a pain. Oops. Remember what I said about making sure that I do notice if I have like one shot left and go reloading? That's what was up with my guns. And we're just going to try to take this out as fast as possible, because we got rid of all the purple targets. Come on, line it up perfectly. Come on. Okay, we did some damage there, did that there. It's more about momentum control here. Now we're going to boost up as fast as we can, since the enemies will not spawn down there. And I had to go in low to be able to get rid of them. That last set. Quickly swap up to that there. Slowly not move. I don't have to really worry about dying on this early one. We have a decent amount of armor. If you look down at the bottom, you can see exactly how much armor we have. Come on now, y'all. Let's go for that there. Swap there. Slowly aim. And by slowly, I mean make sure that our line of fire, you know, isn't lifted slightly. Come on, game. Be kind. Be kind. Yeehaw! I'll try to also point out all the mech references when I can, alongside try to explain the story when I can as well. Let's see, go here, get close there. Fire that there. It only takes like a few missiles for the first section, and now it takes more than you'd want to think. So we have to choose, you know, the actual rate of fire versus getting the ability to have a full salvo on an enemy, which technically does have a higher chance of locking on and hitting them. There we go.
Good job, men. So,
don't worry. Ain't just all the guys here. Welcome to SouthTyrol. That in and of itself is a reference to Full Metal Panic, which is an old anime on that one, as that was the name of the mercenary company that was used.
CPU is up. Data link online. Weapon systems are armed. Particle output stable.
And just my own audio. Now we're playing as Mirai, aka the new type of the game. So because they still have an active hitbox, that's what's hitbox, but an actual ability to change stuff while waiting for that cutscene, you can immediately just buffer your input to start with changing the missiles and immediately starting to lock on. Also, welcome to the Blade Dash. You'll be seeing that a lot. As it lets charge immediately towards enemies, we're gonna load up here. Line up here. Quickly do all that there. Swap there. Hit that one there. Lock on and target. Notice that the game is literally going to be a troll. Got it. Did I? No, I apparently got an even troller enemy. There we go. That's what the game wants to troll. The game wants to troll. So now we're going to go to the front here. Right now we are currently in space station. So we're going to turn around, wait till this starts doing things. Now that it's started, we're going to boost back quick. Drop down. Launch our smart missiles. We do that so that way we don't fly past the enemies once they once we get out of here because of them spawning right in front of us. Now we have the psychodrones, aka think of them like the drone things that are commonly, troped in anime.
Incoming enemy formation confirmed. There are 2 large
2,
squadrons of
3,
Mi-24
4.
support Corvette
We're gonna do this. That is a blade missile volley, aka getting close to an enemy ship and launching a point-blank missile attack. We have a 3-hit combo with the blade that you will be seeing, and you'll also see me try to use that in conjunction with a full missile volley on occasion. Launch those because they actually lock on an auto target. Use the range difference of our attacks to be able to use the blade dash in different directions. There we go. And we're now through the second mission. Well, third if you want to count the tutorial.
Please wait there.
From now on, I entrust the human
Mirai.
under your care. Please raise her to be a good person.
As I said, Mirai here is our sort of new type. Also, we do have a co-pilot, and oh yes, there's also a first-person mode. You will probably never see me use that apart from just showcasing that all. We're going to skip this. Mash A to get through the hangar sequence. Skip the cutscene, and then immediately turn around because the enemies will be behind us. And we're going to use this, and this mission is.
If you want the psychodrone to engage any target, just initiate lock-on.
One thing about the complete edition versus the original is you have access to the blade dash.
There's another squadron. This one comprises of Mi-24 cannon tank.
And so we're just gonna.
Right now you don't have any weapons except psychodrone, so please avoid close range engagement.
Yeah, but they added the blade for this one. And you'll see me quickly trying to target as many things as I can.
If you're under attack from missiles, just release the target rock.
Yeah, we don't care about that.
Incoming missiles.
New hostile squadron has arrived.
Quickly
Large
lock on.
squadron of Mi-24. All of them are missile.
You'll also hear me notice and listen for the click to show that I have things targeted.
All hostile battle frames in
And
combat area neutralized. Enemy
not
ship
the
has
best,
stopped
not the
firing
worst.
ion cannon.
Or this one.
Well done.
Boost 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. We're going to skip a cutscene again, giving us a bit of a mission briefing. Essentially, we're going to take down a enemy commander of a terrorist group, well, the third, and one of their ace pilots.
Okay.
Gonna fire that there, that there.
Are you ready? Right now, the
Slowly
South
build
Tartars
up.
have VLS and ion cannon active. If you take out those escort battle frames
Use
first,
our
the
things
job will
here.
be much
You
easier.
may ask, Mage, why are you taking out the small fries? That's because you just have to anyway.
Forget that
Sadly,
South Tartars has
I've
a
tried.
perfect missile interception system.
Right, there are no weapons installed over the ship's belly, right?
Affirmative, but engaging at close
You may ask me why the heck I am just
Morgan,
I'm using our blade combo here,
done. The ship's main
using
battle
our funnels,
systems are destroyed. Only the ion cannon is left.
and also targeting my slashes to hit the
Not designed to engage battle frame.
railgun at the same time because of a bit of an overlapping hitboxes, and the enemy can't avoid things.
Battle frame's damage is
There's a battle
at 30%.
frame approaching at
And we're
hypersonic
through
speed.
the first part here.
Damn it! Jennifer was not on that ship.
We were trying to take down the enemy commander by the name of Jennifer. We're going to skip that one there, and again, we're going to take a mission restart. Not just to give us healing, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Jennifer
8,
has arrived.
but also
Do not
to
take her lightly. She
reset
has
our
confirmed
positioning.
peace. Morgan, keep the
So we're
distance.
gonna wait
Don't
here.
let her in the machine gun range.
And try to break it up so that way we can lure her out so we don't have to fight the other units.
Funnels deployed.
Not yet. I'm not finished yet.
So all we need to do is take her out, so it's a lot easier to try to separate her from the group, so we can just immediately take her out. Now we've got some ground targets in our first example of that.
Main system engaging
Ground targets are a bit of a pain,
Destroy all the supplies.
because although it's supposed to be easier to hit them with a railgun, it is not, sadly. This being the complete edition, the original came out in 2017, and it's, at least for the PC version, you still have access to it. And there is some differences as far as gameplay goes,
There's another squadron.
but you know, complete edition has a bit more things. You trade a slowdown feature for the blade dash, and honestly, I'll take the blade dash. You think it looks cool, but it has practical applications in the speedrun because it lets you essentially auto lock onto enemies, and being able to do that when you have to manually target is a godsend. Plus, also, if you time it correctly, you can deal a lot more damage. So we're going to fire our funnels, you know, let them search around for enemies and cover us in defense. Move that there. And if I'm unsure about if I can't find enemies, I will either use the smart missiles to help with finding where they are,
Prepare to
or
engage.
I will hold the lock-on button to be able to immediately find where they are. Because keeping track of things is a pain. However, it's one of those things that's just like, it's not as hard as it seems, but yet it's,
It's a heavily armed low-speed type.
you know,
That's him. Obana Takeshi, third rank.
it's one of those things where you just practice some, but I'm usually a fan of those types of games where it's just like you don't really have to play perfectly, because everybody else is never going to play perfectly. We're going to not use our blade just yet because of the type of enemy we're facing. We're going to load down these, lock on all that stuff, dodge some of the attacks.
He is captured or finished.
Messed up that one. While that's going, we're going to use that. Quickly swap up to there, there, over there.
Miss Esmeralda's finished.
Launch a missile volley there.
Battle frame is a ZX-03 judgment.
Line the camera so that way we keep up on the actual thing. Sometimes you'll need to just swap, you know, movements and just make sure that the enemies stay on target, you know, stay on the screen slightly.
I think you can use this as an advantage.
As long as as you have a little bit of a grace period for them being on screen. And there we go. 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Battle frame disabled. Confirm pilot life signal. Multiple battle frames coming at high speed. All of them are S-37 Terminators.
Spetnaz. What are they doing
Yes, of
here?
course.
Claire, take the
And we're
Cadbury's
going to
command.
take a
I'll go down there.
mission restart. This is purely to set up the positioning purposes.
The red machine is approaching at 3 times our speed.
Listen, Juliana I and the remaining Terminators will engage.
Yep, there we
the
go.
target at close
Sometimes, you know, they spawn in different locations. We only need to take out Liliana here.
from long range with your railgun. Got it?
Affirmative. I'll handle long-range fire.
So we're just going to work on getting Liliana.
Who do you think you're talking to, Lieutenant? We've arrived at the combat zone. Lieutenant, give me a sit rep.
One battle frame active in the combat area. It's not ZX-03. We've never seen this one before. Be careful, Colonel.
There we
We
go.
don't have any information on this mission.
Whatever it is, it does not change our mission. What is judgment?
I think it must be.
No,
shut down.
Andrea.
That's fine. We can have Admiral Zhukov recover.
There we go.
later. To be honest,
There we go.
down? Impossible.
I'm not dead yet.
Just gotta take out Juliana on this mission. It may say both targets, but you only really need to do that once. Now we're just waiting on Ingrid, who decided to leave the ship to try to help us. So we're just gonna have a little bit of,
Thought I'd be late for the
just to
party.
see how many enemies we can take out while waiting for the mission to end.
Gatling cannons and missile launchers.
That's a lot of weapons. Any weakness, Lieutenant?
This sort of loadout must have a.
Gonna skip the cutscene again, and now we're playing as Jennifer.
Wizard 3, check in. Wizard 3, I repeat, report
So essentially, we are
Overlord to Wizard 1. Go check on Wizard 3.
helping her break out of prison. I've already buffered an up input to well, up on the controls. The weapon set, weapon stains, to be able to start with the missiles loaded. I'll line up here. The Guardian here, also fun fact, sort of a reference to the Robotech hybrid mode, although I think that's not intentional. Gonna hold down here because we now have to take out all these targets. And slowly make sure we set things up perfectly. We just have to get rid of these generators. Reload all the stuff like that. This is legitimately the worst of the battle frames to handle. It's not even by it's by a wide margin too. You have no boost, you have no blade, no real tricks to help speed things up, and it tends to always aim upwards, which is a real pain. Ideally, you want to try to be as close as possible to the end, to this side, to be able to immediately leave, but you just do what you can do with this one. Want to hold down the descend button to get out, and if I could ever find a second clip in this game, this would be the stage I would want it on, so we don't have to wait around for the timer and hacking to go. This is when I actually say in any form of a marathon with donations, get them in, because we're just going to take out enemies. Now, don't let the estimate fool you. Most of it is just so I can cover it if I die, having to restart. Or for the 1 to 2 missions where you really have to start at the opening just so that way it does not go out of hand. So now we're just waiting and hovering. And because I can, let's show off some first-person stuff. I'm trying to make sure we all don't get sick here, as I actually have a lot of the motion blur and other stuff turned off, because I want to make it easier for everybody to be able to enjoy this game. Even have the depth of field off, just so it's a bit easier for me to have better the ability to track things. Although, fun fact, the Switch version for this game in Speedrun is actually just as almost just as fast as the PC version. It is a competitive time. That's a hybrid on the fact that it does not have super sampling, so there's a lot less cloud cover, and the fact that it defaults to a lower resolution means slightly larger hitbox for the enemies, or at least a lot easier to see. So we're just gonna hover around here, wait, since the place we need to go for our for the hacking is right over here. So we want to hug around here until just about they're done, so that way we can just get in fast. I think of that. Go up there, and luckily we get a free refill for this, so we get to immediately just use this. Finally, we have a thing of a boost, although its ammo count is not that good. So we want to start taking out the enemies because we need to protect the blue targets here. And just like any of the just like any speed run, escort missions are a pain. Escorts and auto scrollers. So we want to actually manually target some stuff and try to track things and protect our allies. This is where momentum control really starts to be a thing, and you start to see literally how hard that can be. And I know I'm not really explaining it that well, but it's not as bad as the pausa from something like Wind Waker HD, but it's up there. And not really up there, but more just trying to concentrate on some things, and this mission is a pain because if those die, our restart point is at the first wave of this battle. So we're just gonna take out as many of these as we can while they're coming towards us, locking onto them while they are not scattered. I mean, after all, you want to try to minimize enemy movements where you can. Usually the enemies do spawn in the same locations, and if you notice, just me turning the camera allowed me to actually maneuver it so that my momentum was a bit more regular on that one. As I said, you're technically having to think about stuff in a third-person style approach. Same thing with first-person, but for a hybrid style vehicle and air combat. Sometimes it's hard to see where enemies get to, and if they fly around behind you, you sort of just need to actually swap. And usually when I'm not sure if not I'm done a wave, I will just hold the lock on button with missiles to be able to immediately lock on to the nearest target or listen for the next lock on button. I know. Maid's trying to explain things while doing things hard. Control like that there. That hopefully will get rid of them. Since there's 4 of them at present that it remains, I can play a bit fast and loose. By that I mean I don't have to really worry as much. Fire those there. Reload there. My control scheme is set up for controller because I completely suck at mouse and keyboard and some of the stuff like that. Although I am working on trying to get better. But hey, we just allowed them to hijack a couple of units. We're going to skip that. Bash A, and we're now at the beginning of now at the end of Act
System engaging combat mode. We
1.
found the target. That is
So we're just going to turn around
confirmed. It's the
because
Air
that's
Force
where the
One.
enemies will spawn. We're going to wait till
Why didn't you tell me during the briefing, Edward?
I've just found out too. Air Force One will enter Patriot's drone radius in 25 seconds.
we're waiting there specifically so that way we can hit the
Air Force One status is now shown on the screen.
it's basically so that way we don't change where the enemies spawn. As long as we don't touch anything there, they will always spawn in the same location, which is a huge benefit for positioning purposes. Now I will point out there is a Steam achievement that is tied to this mission that I still have not gotten. It is the last one, and that is making sure Air Force One does not take a single solitary point of damage at all during this mission. And you may think that would be easier, but that health bar to the right where it shows the plane is a lie, as it doesn't show it taking damage. Although one thing I will point out that I found out when I had someone else have teach some of this is apparently the plane just flips and turns around entirely, and that's something I never paid attention to or noticed, but fun fact for y'all. So as long as we stick around by Air Force One, the enemies will spawn in front of it. So we're just gonna chill. If you notice on the radar, that yellow circle with a dot is basically the target. So we're just gonna keep loading up on that one, have this set up, have our funnel set up to try to get rid of the enemies before they get close. And if I had had a shot at the achievement, that just meant I probably didn't. As I said, that health bar up at the top is a lie. So we're just gonna chill here, wait till I see the red arrows show up for the next set of enemies. Like now. Use those railguns are good enough to be able to get rid of most of the enemies, and while we're waiting, we're going to reload so we can maintain full ammo. Sorry. With our smart missiles, since they do lock on, it's best to make sure that they are good. Reload, Psycho Drone, set that up, as they will also lock on and follow enemies as well as get rid of missiles. So this is sort of where you start to see where ammo management comes into play. There we go, and reload. The enemies will spawn a bit faster coming up, but essentially this is more make sure we have enough ammo and make sure everything's ready for that one so we can get rid of them as fast as possible. Like that. We'll reload there, although it's getting close to the time where it starts going straight to just be before multiple spawn without giving us a time to reload. So at this point it's more of just trying to keep that topped off and just wait till that happens. And looks like we're at the point where that is starting to happen. So I won't have a reload time. Or at least I... Wow, and then the game's making a liar out of me. 3, 4, 5. Quickly use that so I can force a reload instead of having to start reloading it. So I get to set this up.
You still can talk.
And we got rid of all them. The cow being here means we just gotta wait. And we waiting. Luckily with the drones we don't have to worry about anything on that one. And getting the target lock on. I did say we might not get automatic target lock on, which means it will automatically target. But if you're fast enough manually, you don't really have to worry as much. And even then, even if you're not as precise on that one, you can, you can take accuracy versus being fast. This is one of those games where that actually does affect the speed run. So if you're good at being accurate, like only moving a little bit, but maintaining, keeping the enemies on screen, fast enough, you can save time. And it's the precision versus, speed. Okay, there we go for that there. There's all that there. If I'm not sure where an enemy is, as I've said before, I will hold in the missile button to be able to save time and know exactly where I am. Let's fly up here. Okay. I'll just quickly go through there because I'm going to be launched anything already, and we'll quickly take that out, and there's phase 1. It probably took at least a single point of damage, so no achievement, sadly.
Bad news. Patriot has started the launch sequence.
So we're just going to wait here and immediately take a mission reset once the second phase starts. This is purely because it immediately puts us right in front of the enemy.
You've got 5 minutes until Patriot will fire. Patriot has a solar bomb warhead, a weapon that destroyed Earth's surface 30 years ago.
That is how fighting to destroy.
You want to get in close to at least some attacks with the blade. Hit this up. Fire those. Try to make sure that the target is on the correct enemy, because there's lots of enemies around here, and you don't have the ability to cycle through things. So we're just gonna quickly lock down. Now I could just go up and be more precise with moving on that one, but if I'm going to be swapping through multiple weapons, it's just faster to just mash downward, since the others are one-hit buttons, and just play through the walking, basically walking through all of my weapons like this, then going back up, as it's slightly about the same time. To be able to just quickly move through the weapon select if I'm just trying to toss everything at it. Which is right now what I'm trying to do to take this out as fast as possible. Fire our guns. Lock on. And because I knew how close they were to death, I could just start being a lot more reckless with the health. Anyway, we're now playing as Akala 3, one of the members of the other side. It's not Children of Fallen Nations. I forget which the acronym is for it, but we have to protect, not protect, but check and intercept these transports, as they said. And we're now just going to wait here because the next Rees will spawn right in front of us, so we can immediately position ourselves to start there. Also, just to show off the pilot thing for it. Cutscene. Immediately skip. Immediately lock on. Fun. I believe the developer for this game is from Taiwan, but don't quote me on that one. As Google on that one. We're just going to wait here because there's better enemies that are going to spawn here versus trying to go there, since they will spawn close by versus, you know, having to go to the center. It's just a bit easier to try and manage where the enemies are going to be. As it just saves time to be able to do stuff. As it's faster to let the enemies come to us than try to deal with things. Also, remember those things that we helped Jennifer steal? Yeah, karma. As Children of Fallen Nations trying to, you know, incite a war. Hey now, I did point out it does ask the questions of thoughts on war and other stuff like that. So I will point out, you know, why can't we all just get along? I know it's hard. And in this case, it is a lot harder to track things in a city environment because they can get caught up in buildings and other stuff like that. So ideally, you just want to try to take out enemies as fast as you can and definitely start controlling momentum. As the saddest thing about this mission is it's also an auto-scroller towards the end. Where's the last target? Pretty sure I saw it. Yeah, but there it is. Now, we just have to wait the 5 minutes. There's no real way to get rid of all the enemies. And trying to set it up perfectly so that way they don't spawn. Basically, the idea is to try and have as few enemies as possible at the very end. Just as the last wave spawns, try to force that spawn earlier, so that way we have a full amount of, so that way we don't have many to actually get through at the very end. Because the final wave spawns like maybe within the last half a minute of this countdown, so you have to actually just wait out. It's like we're trying to not have to deal with we're trying to basically sit it out and just make sure that there is as few enemies as possible when the timer ends, because then we can finally finish the mission. Also, shoutouts to being able to, well, I won't spoil that one, but let's just say you'll get to hear something really cool. Come on now. Just enough to be able to do that there. think of this as your reference to like from Gundam fighting on the Xeon side for some of those, especially when we will be playing as Andrea and Yeliana, the pilots we fought in Mission 6 during this section, on top of Akala 3 here. I sadly don't recognize the reference there. But we're slowly going to position it so that way you don't eat a hit but be able to control our actual momentum, which, as I said, that is one of the big things about it. Just like any type of racing game, momentum and lines are important. And in this, you also have to think about camera control. And I'm going to take a drink, because I've got the time to kill, and I can wait around for the enemies on that one. You gotta pick your moments sometimes. Yes, I took a little bit of damage, but enough that it's not going to really affect me. As you can see, just trying to make sure I get rid of as many enemies as possible. Yes, the Act 1 was done pretty fast, but Act 1 is sort of a... I won't call it a tutorial act, but let's just say... I'd say this is where the real fun begins. And I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean more as the rewarding part of the speedrun. And of course, if I'm unsure of where anything is, following the missile trails, shoutouts to Macross, one of the early enemies, for actually helping with pioneering those type of things. I said that's one of the reasons why, it's because it also allows me to immediately see a health bar and immediately know where to go if I don't really see anything on the radar. And making sure that you can follow things is one of the aspects of the speedrun, but at the same point, it also means, you know, it's one of the reasons why I say accuracy as well as speed, because if you can be precise about just barely turning the camera, you know, so that way you keep something on track, then you don't really have to try to, well, make up for any possible mistakes. This is one of those missions that, as much as I'd love to try to optimize and find the perfect time frame for when to and not to take to kill enemies, the fact that I have to sit around here for some of that stuff per each attempt is sort of why I haven't. And we want to get rid of as many enemies as we can. Okay, there we go for that there. And if we're lucky, we won't have any more spawn. Ha! Crap. That means I have to actually take out a full set. As I said, you want to try to have, like, if you can, like, the least amount of enemies spawn just as this happens, so you have less enemies to kill. Just in that one there. Also, welcome to Hope. That's the track playing. It is also one of my favorite pieces in the game. Fun fact, this game was one of those success stories from Kickstarter, or when you saw more games like that actually weren't fake or anything else like that. So, and in fact, one of the interesting things is a lot of the backers at a certain tier actually became named pilots in the game. Just a fun little tidbit for you for later on. As I'll try to point out anytime we have to take any of them out. Also, the other fun fact is that this game does have a sequel. And dear God, it needs help. I have a clip on my channel. Highly recommend checking that out later, not now. of me basically breaking and crashing the game by just changing one of the keyboard shortcuts. And this was back in 2024, so we're going to skip the cutscene. Now we're playing as Skull 1 again, and something known as an MP5. We have a beam sword. Gonna slowly turn like this, try to stay still, because we're now in space, we cannot go too far up. We will immediately die. There is no ground, we are in space. Gravity exists in this game. Fun fact, this is the only thing that has, the battle frame that has the ability to transform. And we're Skull 1. From the grandfather of transforming anime, the transforming mecha anime, and the one that's, known for that one, of Macross. And Roy Fokker, leader of Skull Squadron, whose call sign was Skull 1. This is why I said this is a huge reference to that one. So we want to hopefully not move as much to be able to try to have the enemy spawn properly. It is very hard to get a proper thing on that one. And looks like I did not get a good spawn. There is ways to actually get it to spawn in certain locations. It's just a pain to do it. And now you'll see me actually using the blade to help with getting rid of enemies. You only have a one hit for it. The fighters can be taken out with a single blade slice. So you'll see me try to prioritize swapping between things on that one. Locking on and using the actual blade to help with finding things, because space, the final frontier. Fun fact, you can actually swap from the plane mode to the actual battle frame mode during a select, so you can lock on with one thing and then immediately swap to it and do the other thing. We need to protect the orbital elevator here. If that gets below 30%, then it is a restart. Come on now. Come on. Come on. I haven't had this much of a low amount of health in this one in ages. So I'm going to concentrate a little bit because this can be annoying. And I can't go too low because of gravity. So if the enemies get too low, it is a pain. So I've just got to keep an eye everywhere to try to find them, because the radar does not show everything on that one.
He's a silence type. Oh, I get it. So he and Skull 1 can be best friends, huh?
As I said, don't want to go too far down, don't want to go too far up. Now, where is that last enemy? The reason I say that is because I straight up tell that there is one enemy left because it hasn't gone to the next section. Sometimes you just gotta follow your teammates and just hope they find it. There it is. There it is, so we're just gonna boost towards it as fast as possible. Slowly do that one there. Quickly swap there. Wait for that one there. Hold there. And just try to get rid of them as fast as we can. Again, just quickly moving on that one. Use the blade movement to help with getting close. As I said, stick and move. Stick and move. Stick and move. Bob and weave. Pick your best description of being able to move fast, hit hard, and that kind of stuff. There they are. Goose towards it. Come on now. Come on. Get rid of those there. Fire that, please. Come on now. What's left? Come on. There we go. I got 10% to work with on that one. Not the cleanest on that one.
Another Kirov class ship.
Kirov class destroyer. Its anti-missile system is very strong.
Maybe try blade.
There it is.
Gonna be really risky though.
Okay, come on now. Come on. They can't crash, you can. Which is a real pain because you can't go too low else you die. And that warning and the warning it gives you is just before. So you have to just so you can actually do this. There we go. Now what's left? You ship. Okay, where are you? Don't see you on radar yet. I know you're there. I can hear you. I can hear you. Where are you? Is it too low? Yes, I know. I'm sitting around looking like I'm not doing things, but I am trying to find it. Ah, there you are. There's two of you left. Okay. And down there is way too low for me to actually go down there safely. Your allies can for some reason, but you can't. So there we go.
How's the new model? Like it? It's kind of tough to pilot, boss.
Emergency.
So we're gonna spin that one, and I'll play as Ilyana.
Lieutenant,
She
Juliana
has the
ZX05
blade
Zapdos.
as well, so it's a lot easier to fight things. However, we don't get the ability to use a blade dash and hybrid with the railgun, since he moves too slow to do that. So what we'll try to do is lock onto multiple targets and fire the missiles at the same time as we do our actual dash.
The enemy's front line.
Of course, using that one there. Ilyana, sort of Mirai's counterpart in a sense.
The enemy's got high performance low model based pilots active on the battlefield at this moment.
The other thing is using some of the stuff to be able to control momentum. As flying towards the enemy, then immediately pulling backwards with a blade dash is possible.
We'll bring results. Everything will be fine.
Yes, sir.
Jinhai, Efim, Anna, you join Lieutenant.
So we're gonna lock on. Is that there? There is no real reference here, but as I said, this is the first time we'll be playing as Ilyana. Smart missiles and funnels. Swap. Hold on to that one there to find the next set of enemies. Because anything to help with tracking is, well, useful. And again, the purple targets being what we need to find. As long as we time our shots close, we can do a sort of pseudo, blade dash with the with the railgun, but it is not as easy as it would be with Mirai, timing wise. There we go. And of course we don't have a transformation. As I said, the MP5 is the only thing that has it.
Enemy reinforcements
Put it
comprise
like
of
that
four
there.
LCS ships. They're targeting our flagship. We need your assist.
Position. Do that there. Now got a lock on. You flew out of range. Okay. Get in position. You only have a single strike with that. Lock on again. Fire those there.
All enemy strike force
And
moves
now we're
out.
on to the second phase.
Good job, everyone. The flagship is still there. Thank you very much, Lieutenant. We're in your debt.
We did it! Say, I'm going to propose to my
Go for
girlfriend
it.
when I get back.
Lieutenant,
Ah,
multiple crafts
that is a
approaching.
huge
Prepare to
death flag,
engage.
my friend.
Everyone else
Huge
except
death
Lieutenant
flag.
Morales' squadron, please evacuate from combat area.
4, 5. 3, 4, 5. We just chilling. We just chilling. Just chilling. And now, since we can safely do that, we're going to do this so we can safely
These guys
position
are
ourselves better.
You have to fully concentrate on the dogfighting.
Yeah. Because you don't have to really worry about things here. We're just going to take them out as fast as we can. I wouldn't call her a prototype. We're going to do this.
Lieutenant, I beg you, bring those kids home alive.
We don't really have to worry about the other stuff, but looks like we got them. Hard to tell because of how long it was taking the missiles to do that one, and we finished it well before, you know, that conversation.
The enemy's flagship.
Now we're playing as Andrea, and Red Comet is a huge reference to Char Aznavour from Gundam fame. In fact, to the point that he is a trope, the masked enemy that sometimes is an ally. So we're going to set this up. Also, the Overbooster is also a Full Metal Panic reference, as that is where at least I know it from. So we're going to target all these.
Let's see. We've got 3 capital ships on this side.
Line up perfectly. Want to make sure to not miss those shots, as it takes a long time for the thing to reload.
Then they will deal with the escorting frigates and LCS. Negative, Colonel. Enemy ships are able to evade.
Want to get close.
You have to sink those frigates and they will deal with the frigates.
Get rid of every enemy here,
Be exhausted in 1 minute, Colonel.
so we can get through all this.
Yes, Colonel. Let's start by focusing on not getting yourself killed first.
Okay, there we go. There we go.
Focus on destroying
Since they will try to hit you directly, it is just faster to sometimes just stand still as much as possible. And just let them attack you. As we can beat things before they, before our reinforcements get here, and that's what we hope to do. So we're just gonna get that there. Slowly move. Essentially, in this one, it is trying to maintain the enemy, you know, preventing the enemies from really moving that as much as you can. Like that, just gotta try to take them out as much as you can, controlling momentum.
with only 1 shot of the particle cannon.
I should have hit the head back at the base. You know there's a toilet installed under your seat, right? Just enable the
Fire that one as it's sliding towards it.
better to make a mess with my surf than get shot down. Maintenance
Take that there.
of your head, buddy.
Lock onto multiple targets. Use our railgun here. Said we want to try to take out the enemies as fast as possible. Slowly position ourselves. Don't really want to use boosts at all this mission. As you can see, just like how much a missed shot can affect things. And if we do boost, it's going to be very slightly. Want to fire that there, fire that there. Take the railgun. Finish it off. Slowly making sure, because if the railgun is hitting them, then we know that the other thing will hit. And because we really don't care about taking damage as long as we survive, it's more about just barely moving and making sure that we can just take the damage. Okay, what's left? Where's the last enemy? Over there. There's the last few. Lock onto multiple targets. Just as I said, slowly making sure we hit them. So just make sure they get taken out, and we got it. You can technically do it faster, but you want to be able to make sure if you can, to try to get it before the 5 minutes, so you can save a little bit of extra time. Fun fact, there's also a Steam achievement for that one. Now we're using Andre here for the beginning part. Boost here.
Then we can proceed to the next stage.
Up here, slow the funnels.
I'm glad that you're here anyway.
Take the radar sight out. Boost there, up to this. Try to make sure we can target that correct thing. Fire there, because it's good. 3, 4, there we go. Reload, and boost for here. Since we have a height restriction, this does force us through the ground. It is the only clip that is viable in the speedrun. That is doable at present. Now we have to take out all these ground targets. And only ground targets. But this is also where you can start to see just like how annoying it is to fire the ground targets with this. With the railgun. Because if not positioned properly, it won't target. Or deal damage. Where are you? There you are. If we position properly, we can manage to do that there, although it is a pain to do it. Want to set it up for that one there. This is here. Set up the ground target shot. The game is actually being very nice to me right now by letting me get the ground targets and actually deal damage. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. And where they spawn is a bit random. Yay, we got the good pattern. By good pattern, I'll explain that in a minute. We always want, if we have an enemy over here, we always want this to be the last area. For that. Because this is the out of range one, so being able to have it one there means positioning wise we're in a good position to be able to set things up. We want to slowly move around here, trying to not boost some because that water particle effect makes it a lot harder to see. Okay, do that there. Keep an eye on those. Railgun is good for the distance and only takes a couple hits. This is generally where momentum control becomes a huge thing. And trying to actually line up things here, especially when you have to manually target, is very, very, very important. I could be doing this faster, but as I said, controlling it with boosts is a pain. One left. There we go. Now we're going to get out of here on that one, drop some of these, as they're still firing at us. And you haven't seen the mission clear screen yet, so now we have to intercept every missile
Do this, right? Colonel!
while not targeting the enemies. So essentially we just have to try to lock on and let the game lock on perfectly on that one. Use our missiles on that one. And try not to die because there has not been a save point. Usually you won't die on this one, but this is more just making sure you fire as many missiles and as many stuff as you can. Keep your stuff locked on. Fire the purple targets. That's why I also launched some decoys at the beginning. Moving this slightly so I can loop around and make sure that I get as many missiles targeted. As I said about sometimes it's just being faster to just move down the list to keep flow of movements. There we go. Nice and clean. So now we're just gonna chill until the mission clears.
We're going to have you take on.
Now we're gonna skip that and immediately mass and follow the bird of peace.
Okay, I just put us back to intermission while we try to solve some internet issues. I hope we are fixed soon, otherwise I have to call some backup again.
Okay, sorry about that. Don't know what happened there. I was checking.
Yeah, fine.
Where was the last part you had it? Also, I'm pissed off. I was actually on PB pace. Hold on, let me look here.
I don't know where exactly.
Yeah, let me check.
The only thing I know that I wanted to move on with Big Winnie if you didn't came back.
Give me a sec to look to see where we were, so I can manage to do the nice thing and back up some. Sorry about all that. Sorry about all that.
Yeah, at least I stopped the timer, so you can
Yeah.
just count down again and then we can continue like normal.
Let's see. Back up a bit. See about how far behind I gotta go. So I'm annoyed I'm not recording on my end. Luckily, I was on pace for a good time. Okay. Yeah, that's annoying. That's annoying. Very
I was
annoying.
glad I caught it
No,
that quickly.
no, okay, so I gotta do Followed Bird of Peace again. Yeah, I am very fucking annoyed, because that's on PB pace. By a lot. I am, well, considering some of the stuff is and is not, but, feel free to put me live again, and I'll just back up a mission. I'll just back up a mission for y'all.
You are very light.
Okay. Sorry about all that. And I'm annoyed. Losing a PB. Oh, well, that just means I gotta use the, give me a second, because my controller decided to unplug itself. Let me phrase that. It fell out of the thing for it, so give me a second. Luckily, it's allowed in the speed run. But annoyed. So I'll go back, follow the Bird of Peace, because this is one of the very technical missions I love showing off. Swap that. This is the mission that when I first did my first run of this game, took me well over 20 minutes and multiple deaths.
This is too ironic.
Come on. So I've got to keep this in lock-on range so it does not go crazy. And there's the one I complain about use of the term, fine, I'll use the military term, FUBAR. That should just describe how this mission can go on that one. And using that to load and find those. We're going to use that there. Lock on to multiple targets. Get rid of the drones there. Use our missiles again. So we're going to take out these. Also, fun fact, a lot of the names on this is sort of where you see the not characters, the people that helped donate for it. We use Juliana there because Blade Dash really does help with helping to prevent the enemies from scattering. And also because the Bird of Peace just really is a pain.
Right.
Hack. Lost a frickin' PB for that one. That timing on that one, so that just means later today I will be doing a salty run back. Because of course. That was the generally fastest pace up through that one. So we're going to do that there. Load up there, find the stuff there so we can get to the transports. It's all about making sure positioning on all that. Using our missiles here. Positioning perfectly so that way we hear and see the damage dealt. Because the closer we are to hitting enemies, the better likelihood there is of actually it taking the whole damage. And the more we can do that, the faster we can get rid of these transports. We need to get rid of these transports so that way we don't have to deal with some of them launching ground troops. Now, there's a Steam achievement tied to this one if you can get rid of the things they drop before any of them hit the ground. It's actually kind of hard to do with Liliana. Although, surprisingly, in that lost footage, I did manage it. I want to position ourselves so that way we can just use our blade dash. We only really have to care about the transports right now, and we'll leave the other stuff until we get rid of them or they launch their troops. Want to use our missiles. Now, I could be kind and just use the full volleys. Want to make sure I don't get caught on the wing here. Let's fire when you do the slashes. So you get that full extra burst of damage. There we go. Now we just need to take out these airborne tanks, because we're defending a weapon and space shuttle. So the faster we get those taken care of, the more we get stuff. And once you have that cutscene, we are in the second phase of this. So there is, I'd say, 3 phases to it. Part of the reason why I use Ilyana here is for this part here. So though Andrea is faster to get rid of those, this part becomes a lot harder. The Danger Rangers, I believe, are a reference to, I think, Thunderbirds. But don't quote me there, as I don't know all of my mech references. I know a decent amount, but not all of them. We're just going to use that there, missiles that there. Fire getting up real close and personal. I was actually saving this one, but Twitch and all, and uploading. I don't really have the biggest hard drive, only a terabyte, and streaming at 720p is, well, especially recording at that one, takes a lot of space on that one. Shout out to Twitch being an asshole for the whole fact of taking away our right to highlight. Thanks everybody for not just highlighting every stream that they have. I mean, technically we could do that, but as speedrunners, I don't think we want to actually do multiple hours of stuff like that. Now we're on phase 2, so we can take out mission restart. Spawn right in front of them. We need to take out the purple target. Gonna take him out. Yeah, sure it is. We have to take out all the enemy targets anyway, so it's just faster to take out as many of them as we can. Oh, if you're going to be nice and let me go fire right at you and not move, I'm gonna take that opportunity. I mean, we want to go fast, and if an enemy is gonna just stay within range so we can just attack them, I'm not gonna deny them the opportunity to just let me attack you. What's left? There's 1 to 2 enemies left. Gonna boost this way. Fire that there and finish defending the ship. Yeah.
Going to disable.
Don't know how much time I lost there, but now we're going into the second part with Mariah attacking the base that we just defended.
I'll avoid fire.
So we're gonna fire those there, fire those there. This is also what you can see just how hard it is for ground targets.
Destroy all marked targets. Be careful of enemy high-performance battle frames.
Again, we want to lock onto as many of them as we can, so that way we can try to at least deal damage to multiples of them during a blade dash, and hopefully quickly lock onto the next one. As you could also see here, where trying to actually lock onto ground targets can be a pain. Get rid of the first wave. We have to get rid of all these ground targets. And when you're on point, you're on point. Reload there.
Ground anti-air weapons shall be easy to take out from long range.
Yeah, it says you can use the railgun. No, you can't. Let me rephrase that. Consistently, as you can see, I'm firing it, but it's not hitting it because of angles. So we want to just aim where we can. The guaranteed attacks on it are via missiles and the normal guns. As you can see, just like how more consistent it is versus trying to get something like that. Because, again, you notice at a distance it's not even hitting it.
Enemy
And yet it's in the range.
prepare to engage.
Want to get rid of all these as fast as we can. This isn't madness, this is Sparta! Yeah, I know, I'm old, and that is still a horrible joke. But also shout out to the movie 300 because of all the memes for that one there. We want to go with that there. Eat some damage because we really don't have to care as much. Lock onto all the enemies here.
Avoid close range
Sometimes it's best to lock on, sometimes it's best to just let the
30mm automatic
just hold and do that there. If we do that there, it'll still work, but it will also release the targets once you fire. So having it locked on versus where you're versus how you're locked on does matter.
Funnels deployed.
Now we're at the ship part. We want to be careful with these because those missiles can do a lot of damage. As you can just clearly see there. But being close in just actually does deal a lot more damage. And we want to use this here. That there, swap up here. Fire all those there. Fire all that, yep. Oh there, so we're gonna line up here. Reminds me, I still need to actually convert over stuff with YouTube, but I've got over 250 hours, which at least is not as bad as some people when it came to the whole Twitch highlight thing. As I said,
enemy reinforcements
you
detected.
don't have to play perfectly because no one's really going to get the perfect angles. So you just deal with it how you can. And I'm a huge proponent of being a lot more, of things being a lot more player accessible and skill set wise accessible. Because if no one's going to be able to do things, you know, perfectly, then you don't have to worry as much. And of course, aligning stuff up to be able to deal with multiple damage there. Now what's left here? Let's see. Leave one target on the ground. There we go. So we're going to take another mission restart to be able to flip around and have stuff. Again, I hate that. Because the enemy will spawn in front of us, so we're just gonna swap to here, swap to here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Fire that there, fire that there. Now we don't want to attack this, which, by the way, shoutouts to a misspell. If we're going by the actual Russian on that one, as I believe it starts with C, not an S. If memory serves. Fire those there, fire that there. Want to try to not take a death, as I've technically had a deathless thing until now, although not restart only. Fire that there, move that there, fire those there. Fire that there, move there, swap there, go in here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, swap 2, 3. Ah, well. And this is part of the estimate. Enemy got behind me. Yep. So, we'll just gotta do it. Luckily, it's not that much of a time loss. You can just see like how much the fact of being able to do a missile volley or railgun shot with the blade attacks, which I will say does take time to position properly, but it does actually seriously does more damage. And it's also a bit riskier, but I guess I'll play a little less risky on that one, but I gotta show off some things, you know. I mean, it's a showcase after all, and y'all want to see me do some cool fireworks in a sense, as that giant laser can affect things. We're gonna move here, behind there, and again, momentum on that one. Fire that there, fire some of the missiles there, lock onto these because the escorting ones can be a bit more annoying than the main one because of all the actual missiles they fire.
The dog thinks it can win.
Yes, the underdog does think it can win. Now, I'll let you all decide who you think is the underdog there. Wanna reload. Note that that is below me, so I don't take a huge hit. Fire that there. Just here. Fire those, get in real close.
You do have some skill.
Yeah, you do too. Gonna move here. Do a quick 180 on that one. I could have done a 180-degree turn on that one, but I also didn't want to try to do that because that, well, just like that. However, I am also ahead on that one to some degree, so. And just getting that frustration of, like, really, game and internet, you killed a freaking PB attempt at a very good PB time. Fire those there, avoid those there. And when I say a good time, I mean, like, 5 to 10 minutes ahead of my current PB. So we're getting close to actually hit that there. get some full power damage.
Funnels deployed.
Avoid the missiles. Getting close, because if we're close in on them damage-wise, that means it's more likely that they won't avoid things, and we can make sure that we deal more damage to them. So we're gonna go like this. Get in close. Use all that there. Fire that there. Use that there. Swap there. Up. Swap back up there. Avoid the giant laser. That there. Avoid the giant laser. Because that can and will kill us. Getting close. Quickly swap to there. Quickly get in there. Try not to overuse the boost. There we go.
All targets neutralized.
Eck.
Detecting one enemy incoming at very high speed.
So we're going to take a reload because it will be Andrea.
This is... There's no time to withdraw from the combat area. Prepare yourself for an immediate high-speed
Sweet dogfight.
Psychodrone is now usable.
So we'll spawn immediately closer to him. Flip around and start boost. Sting. Boost a bunch of things with that one. Fire that there.
Machine before. Must be destiny. We are to meet again in combat.
Morgan, I've got a headache.
What's this? Mirai's neuron control system is overflooded by incoming data.
Positioned perfectly.
But from where? The anti-ship particle cannon.
We want to avoid the particle cannon.
Dangerous.
Because that is a one-shot.
Your battle frame with only one hit. You can hear and see the particle cannon.
We want to slowly loop around there. As soon as you see the warning, you want to move.
I see. Memories. Lewis's voice echoing in my head.
And make sure to target the correct thing because of the decoys.
Pilot of that white battle frame. A girl?
There you go. Ah, trying to hide, are we?
Remind me of someone I care about.
Go back. I don't want to kill.
Don't you see what you have done?
I'm just going to quickly do that there.
That means I'll have to shoot you down.
To quickly do that before the second shot.
Each other a little bit more.
And we took him out.
To each other.
Now we'll be switching to Liliana as she's trying to desperately get here on time. Also put an 07 in chat for the Colonel. As sadly, as much as Mirai tried, didn't really work out.
Colonel Andy is down. I'll say again. Colonel Andy is down.
Target. Battle frame is disabled. Cannot detect life signal in cockpit.
Considering having to redo 2 missions, yeah, it happens.
Ingrid, how we doing?
I'm afraid we cannot leave the combat area yet. We're detecting another
Decoys
battle
ready.
frame approaching at
So
very
we're just
high
gonna
speed.
wait.
This one is also a next-generation battle frame.
Morgan,
Oh.
I'm reaching my limit. I don't think I can keep going.
And we waiting. Fun fact, if you restart a mission too many times, it will act up a little bit with the way the voice acting works to where it'll skip stuff.
If I had only arrived earlier. I'm so sorry, Colonel.
However, it doesn't really affect gameplay to some degree. Well, I mean, to be fair, I've timed it out to where I could see stuff finishing faster. Not so much finishing faster text-wise, finishing faster, but haven't really figured out if there is an exact time difference on that one, waiting at the end. That would require me doing things multiple times and testing of that one. So we're gonna fire, wait here, wait for Mirai to come. Fire there. Liliana. Fire there. We want to get through this part, as she will have a second phase.
You're going to pay for everything you
Wow, I'm actually playing horrible right now. Just relax and just try to relax. Wait. Luckily, we do get a full refill. Well, somewhat of a refill. Guess since we didn't trigger the music change, it's not giving us the refill. So I'm gonna take that one, because usually that is one of the things I rely on to play aggressively.
I'm so sorry, Colonel. I'm so sorry.
Get a hold of yourself.
You do what you can do when it screws up.
Right.
Luckily, no more deaths, because the rest of this is pretty simple.
We've received a search and rescue operation request. We shall arrive at the target area in a few minutes.
So we're just gonna wait here. Fire, fire. Fly towards Mirai, avoid things like that one. Move here. And this is how the fight's supposed to go.
You're going to pay for everything.
There we go. That's how the fight's supposed to go.
Sadness. We still can't stop killing each other.
Sadly, no.
Sad.
It really does have it bring thoughts on war and as to whether or not some things should and should not, you know, be considered. We're all humans. Mind you, this is after World War III.
Really sorry.
Luckily, Mirai is, well, she survived, although right now she's in critical condition. We'll find that out in 2 missions. I know, spoilers. Sorry, y'all. So we're going to skip the cutscene here, then immediately skip this, and then immediately start with Akala 3 again. However, we now have a Barracuda, so we've got to take out all these things here. As what the game is telling us is these are decoys, you know, false images on that one, so we're just trying to take it out as fast as we can.
One jammer down.
You know, because they're jamming our radar. If you don't get rid of it faster, the game will tell you and mark it on your radar, but knowing where they are will immediately let you take them out without having to wait for that. So just gotta go for all the purple targets. Hold in the missiles as we're getting close. Getting in real close so we take out all the radar jammers. I will point out, if I wasn't playing with these types of settings, this mission would lag the game like no end. And by lag, I mean like you lose time level lag.
Shit! Those Russians destroyed all the decoy systems.
But both sides are starting to realize that it might not be each other that is causing the problems, and that it might actually be a third party. Gonna move there, fire there, get rid of all those using our very good machine guns. Lock onto as many multiple targets as we can. And boost. Make sure to lock on, and momentum control. Again, momentum control really is important in this game. Luckily, mouse and keyboard or controller works just fine. All about controlling our boost and keeping things on screen, as we don't have a blade. And again, one of the easiest ways to help with tracking is to follow the smoke trail. There they are. Because sometimes the radar isn't as accurate and it does not show like where everything really is. So it's sometimes better to just focus on what you can see rather than trying to focus on a lot of different things. So it's more about trying to find the best way to balance that. There we go.
This is Oki-Irel.
Now we need to get to
We
a
saw
target
something
point, which is that
strange
white
on
dot
radar
there.
at this marked location.
So we
Go
want to
there
stay
and
up high
check
to
out
avoid
what
the
it is.
mountains.
Strange.
And now we want to
There's
turn
nothing
around
here. Wait.
and immediately start flying back.
Oki-Irel, we have arrived
Because
at
the game,
location. What's next?
there's
Please
just
wait.
more
We
enemies
are
that are going
analyzing
to be
the
approaching,
situation.
so we're going to just boost back the way we came, slowly pilot like that, so it'll tell us to go to certain other directions, so essentially we're just doing that to start flying
Load
towards
this
where we
with
need to go.
weapons. All units, retreat. Get
And
out
because
of
we
there,
can do that,
quickly.
it makes it a lot easier to
Retreat
get
the
there.
death zone. You must not be
And
flying
that
higher
is
than the
a time
valley.
save.
Don't let them aim
Got a
at
picture
you.
on my phone
Check the
to help
radar.
me
The flood
when I was
map
trying
in
to
the
find
black
the
radius
exact
of the
spot
canyon
to
are marked
go
on the minimap.
for some things.
Stay far away from them.
Sometimes
if
you just
want
gotta
to
be
leave.
perfect on that one. And
This is Oki-Irel.
done.
Is anyone
That
there?
one, I should say mission-wise.
We really need a hero after all.
3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And now Juliana is lamenting the loss of Andrea, but we get a new battle frame for her.
The cannons in Yamato Fortress
And
will
now we
try
have to take
shoot
out
you from long distance.
the
To
fortress
get
here. Will
close,
be
you must
taking
be
out the
flying
cannons,
low.
the
Use the mountains
things
as
around
a
the
shield.
cannons, and then the battle frames.
We must
You
destroy
have to
the
get rid of
jammers
all of them.
first, so
Fun
we can
fact,
get
this
a
is
lock
one of the
on
good
and
things
attack
that
Yamato
is
cannon.
good without having to
Jammers
deal
are
with a
releasing
depth
their
of field.
signal all around the battle area.
Which originally I thought was how you had to, vision on
Please
that
don't
one,
die, Lieutenant.
so that way you'd see
We
more,
still
but
need a
turns
hero
out
for a
it's,
long time after this.
without it, it actually is what causing blur of distance. Because using Google to find out what certain things do with graphic settings is useful. This mission also has a lot of patrons, not patrons, people that help donate in the Kickstarter state.
Radar jammer has been destroyed.
We're going to use this, because now we have a mobile shield,
Radar jammer has been
and that
destroyed.
really does make it a lot easier
Radar
to
jammer has been destroyed.
do more damage on that one.
Radar jammer has been destroyed.
Fire there, fire there.
Radar jammer has been destroyed. Radar jammer has now entered the building. Lieutenant,
So
the
we got all
last
that
radar
one. We
jammer
have
is
to
in
go
the
to
middle
the
of
center.
Yamato Fortress network. This is the highest protected
Swap that
chopper.
there.
Please be careful.
Fire there, and now we have to take out the cannons.
Whatever we had, launch it all! But the Yamato cannon. The cannon can't shoot if it's this
Close.
Launch them!
Radar jammer has been
I mean,
destroyed.
they're not right.
Those Russians destroyed all radar jammers. What
Russians.
I only count one red battle frame destroying our shit.
I mean, they're not wrong. And it's also, we will have to take out the surrounding targets on each cannon. So, doesn't really matter if we miss target something here, because they all have to be taken out. So we're going to do that there. Fly back, use our shield. Oh, make sure I do reload the guns. Said making sure you target the correct thing and that you notice when things do get, if there's only like one shot left. Making sure we're far enough away that we can avoid the cannon shots, because we really can't take many cannon hits.
I will be back. This is
Not even my final form. I mean, I will point out that the game does have a lot of references to a lot of different things. Like that, for example, being a semi-DBZ reference. Well, and the whole references to a lot of different animes. Those out there. We're gonna fire that there. If you notice just like how much a single shot just took from my health. So we just really want to try to not die. And take the ability to... try to explain this on that one, but it's more like trying to align ourselves so that we can deal out as much damage as possible.
All of the cannons
And
are
the game
destroyed.
tells me when the
I
cannons
repeat,
are gone.
All of the fortress cannons have been destroyed.
Now we just have to clean up the battle frames. Oh, you. Okay, if you're gonna be that much of a pain, I'm going to use the big guns on ya. Because now it's more about just getting rid of the enemies as fast as possible and using the blade missile volley to essentially help with getting rid of enemies while making sure we target the correct thing. Come on now.
Enjoy your hard-fought victory. We will fight again.
As you can start to see just like how many of the enemy troops are actually just named pilots. As I said, that's from the Kickstarter as one of the backers rewards. Though I did not know this game existed at the time, so you will not find my name in there. We're gonna loop around here. Hit them all. Keep locking on. Quickly do that there. Funnel. Line up, because if we're moving slightly, it is a lot harder to get damage in.
My time has come.
Gonna take that there. Sometimes you just gotta get it taken care of as fast as you can.
I'm done. Punching out.
And again, using the blade, the actual blade to help with positioning is very important. Okay, come on now. I can tell there's at least still one enemy left, as the music will change to going silent once all of them are gone. And there you are. Sometimes if you can't find them, just do the other objective, which is getting rid of the ground targets. Come on now. If you notice that I'm not using that one, looks like we got them all.
Yamato Fortress is
So
already
we now have
destroyed.
to face Skull Squadron. I can do it without the reset, but it's just smarter to do that there.
Isn't that the only battle frame there? Nemo is down!
What? When it's 4 against 1?
It really doesn't matter as much Squadron 1, but it doesn't tell us which we have to take out. But as long as we take out 2 of them, we'll immediately get rid of it. This
Mobius!
part.
You kidding me? Even that guy? What's with this monster?
Boy, get back now! Get back! You don't have to fight anymore. Just return quickly if you don't want to die.
The enemy has retreated,
I'm going to assume around like a
You did well.
150-ish,
Don't follow
which is
them.
annoying. But doing good so
You
far.
seem a bit quiet today, Lieutenant.
Who can I talk to? That's the problem, isn't it? I no longer have anyone. No one.
So, we're going to... Cutscene here is basically to say Mariah is fighting for her life and having a conflict of interest. We're going to hold off a small bit to be able to have her walking instead of crawling. At least for a little bit, because if you don't do that, she will immediately not ever get up. And we want to be able to move as fast as possible. This is the creepiest of the stages on that one. Although it's not a pure auto-scroller, because you can go up to the different side, so there is actually a leaderboard for it. Just like there's single missions and everything. We're just trying to set it up so that way we reduce lag as much as possible. So, ray tracing and everything else like that, we want to try to align it so that it is not causing a problem.
You keep talking about not wanting to harm anyone. That's so annoying.
And we're moving, we're moving, we're moving. And we're moving, moving, and we're moving. And now we've got to the second part of it. So we need to skip a cutscene. Start here.
We
need to
must
talk.
go to the shrine on a
If we
mountain
turn
ahead.
around, we will
We don't
be
have much
facing
time.
a
Follow me, quickly.
mental projection of her that is firing energy at us. So we're not going to do that, and we're going to try to align ourselves to basically
afraid.
make sure stuff is
You can
not
get
on
out of here
screen.
for sure.
Also, shoutouts
Keep
to
moving
what
forward.
appears to be walking through the blood of her enemies. Sorry, all, if you're a little squeamish, but at the bare minimum, I don't know if it's that or just red tint water. As if you listen closely, you can hear the, splashing on that one. So, since I've never walked through anything like that myself, I can't tell you. Although it could be because of the sky on that one. But we want to try to have Mariah walking as long as possible. As if you take too long or get caught on things, she will,
Make
things
right.
have to start crawling.
Or
I don't know if
stay
it's
here,
supposed to be
drowning
like
out.
that or not. But we're going to just keep walking, following that giant ball of light. Avoiding
Neither
the
her nor me can
mental
decide.
projections of things.
You will be
You
the
can't
one who
take damage
decides.
here, but you still need to get through it all. So we're going to walk at a bit of an angle here. So that way we can get the slight extra speed from the angle instead of walking straight. I say slight because it looks like she moves like 1 to 2 angles faster. Also, there you can see the reverse image of her because we're moving faster than it is. The evil version of her. But we're trying to do that there so it not only moves in a certain direction faster, but so we can maximize the movement that's her actual walking speed. Just like how walking backwards in Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask is slightly faster, this slightly is ever so much faster because of how the angles of the way she is walking and the angles at which she is walking. So we're walking, trying to align so we have the least amount of stuff on screen, so that way the game runs faster. And looks like we, even if she's crawling, we have her moving fast enough and rather not out of breath. So we're gonna keep moving. We're gonna keep tapping the boost button, which I don't know if Orphanatic does anything or not, but it's faster to do this than it is to just straight off the back, not assume that we're not getting speed or anything else like that. So we're just trying to avoid ray tracing and, the details on that one. As this game already isn't optimized as much when it comes to the GPU. And this is going, I might not have the best thing, but I do know a few people that have tried it with better PCs than I have, and they've had problems. But at least it spiked their GPU to almost the maximum. But Mariah has gotten to the point of realizing she should, actually continue onward. And we're with the remaining members of Skull Squadron. So we're,
No. Since that guy isn't here anymore.
gonna survive. Gonna live on. And this is another huge
Our main fleet is still in the middle of the ocean.
Super Dimension Fortress
The
Macross
Russians will
reference
throw
as
everything they have
MP5,
at you.
the transforming one, slowly
sound
going
very
up
different from
for
the
an
usual,
aircraft
right?
carrier or or an actual fortress.
Any questions?
I'd say it's a reference to the original opening.
tonight, sir.
What? You're imitating him? I thought you guys didn't like each other.
So we still have to
don't
wait,
cry
but
for our
again,
fallen
I'm
friends,
going
sir.
to be
This is
using
much
the
better.
Alright.
button to swap
Don't come back dead
down to
then. We have curry and hamburger steak this evening.
my missiles.
The early wave attack
Boost
forces
out.
will be lightly equipped
Sometimes
battle
it
frames.
does work, sometimes it
Think
doesn't,
of
but
them
we're
as
gonna
a warm-up
move up here.
exercise. Heavier units like combat ships
Gonna
will arrive
boost,
later.
boost, boost,
If
boost,
possible,
boost.
don't let our automated
Wait here.
turrets, especially the ion cannons, get
And we're
destroyed.
gonna wait and let the momentum carry us forward some. Line up.
Alright, here they come. Skull Squadron, engage.
Boost again. Swap to that one there.
Unit, please enter
And
the
we're going
combat
to
area.
use this again.
Avoid
Lock
aerial
on.
combat in the city area.
Get rid of the enemies as fast as possible.
USAF forces and render
Quickly
Yokosuka
move
base
those.
unusable.
Quickly use the blade again. Just like we did with the other side, with the space mission before it. That there. The only reason why I know the one thing is because of the names being, you know, a little bit on the weirder side about them being a not patron, a bleh, Kickstarter thing. I believe it's mentioned in the credits as one of the things about the named pilots. My notes actually for this section say one thing: don't die, because having to sit through that opening again is a pain.
Acula Squadron, engage!
And we now have to take out the Acula Squadron again.
Juliana is not coming with us today.
So shoutouts to one of the times where you're actually having two of our playable characters on the screen at the same time.
So they can do horrible things to us, but we can't do the same to them. Acula 1, you stay in Acula 3's formation. A new enemy battle frame squadron is approaching.
So we're gonna take out all those.
Wait, when you're engaging this model, do not
Fly
get
here.
close. Their shotguns can shoot you down with only one hit.
Use our sword and our guns at the same time. To try and deliver as much damage as fast as possible. Again, what I like to call a blade missile volley, because you're trying to hit both the blade attack and the firing of the missiles at the exact same time. As it really does deal a lot more damage, overlapping hitboxes, I believe. But since I really can't see the hitboxes, it's hard to tell. I've just noticed that I tend to deal a lot more damage if I time it properly.
Class destroyer.
So,
Mobius advised us to belating that.
He was being sarcastic. Don't play stupid.
you tend to actually deal more damage.
Don't get close. Use hit and run tactics, or
Either
else
it's
you are
the
going
fact
to
of
die.
just
Good.
dealing
We
a
got the
full
turret
missile
standing.
volley
That'll make your
at point
job
blank
easier.
range, or the fact of it actually having some form of critical. But either way, it works. Now I'm gonna boost here, slowly ease up. I'll point out that unlike most of the games where I would use a inverted flight scheme for stuff, because this is more in a robot, the mech form versus flying, it's worth it to just keep the normal camera angles. There we go. Fun fact: you can get caught underneath the base and actually clip into stuff, as I had that happen the very first time I completed this mission casually. That's way too much overkill, but we want to just get rid of them. Okay. Remember, if you can't find an enemy, just use radar or look for your allies attacking. Again, turn around, line up. Also, fun fact, that's how the actual cockpit of this works. A lot of people, once they had that, loved the idea, so you know, a lot of people that had never seen a game that had it started to like it. Where's the last enemy here? Radar, help me please. Now it's all about finding that last enemy. We try to not have that happen, but It's the one good thing about the Nintendo Switch version is because they had to reduce graphics settings. It's a lot easier to find things. Are you over there? Let's see. Radar. Nothing on the radar. Come on. Come on. I'm holding it in to try to find you. Okay, there you go. Notice the arrow here. Did I notice it? Yep, there you go. There we go. Now we're on the second part. This is when they finally are starting to realize, like, maybe we shouldn't be holding things off, especially when they're launching missiles at civilians themselves.
These are long-range missiles, aren't they? Easy targets. Hey, Skull Team, look at the radar. They've arrived.
Easy?
That's a real swarm, right? Stay cool.
What is this easy you speak of? We just need to get rid of all these as fast as possible. It doesn't matter if they hit the base or they don't. As I have legitimately had it just sit there and do nothing. Again, no restart point or checkpoint in this one. We just want to get rid of all of them, and if they all don't hit, doesn't matter, we just gotta get rid of a certain amount of them. And it just depends on how much we get rid of.
You need to remain calm, sir.
Shut your mouth and do your work.
Sure, I can do that. The closer we are, that will automatically just change the lock on automatically. We won't be able to get it in time, but the faster we get rid of some of them, the faster that message will show up. So we're now on the second part where we get to play as Mariah again. We're just gonna skip the cutscene.
We came here under our own decision.
And now we have
worry,
the
sir.
best and worst of the advanced ones. I say best because he will do a lot of damage, worse because we no longer have the missiles. We now have homing lasers,
New missiles wave
which is
arrived.
good, but
Prepare to intercept.
you don't get to do some cool tech with it.
You just recovered, and this is your first
now we
time
fly
piloting
upwards.
this frame. You sure you're okay?
Missiles.
Please
Come
don't
on.
worry, Miss Esmeralda. Mr. Morgan is here with me too.
Where are you? Ah, there they are. Flew too high. Which can happen. But as long as I get them before they hit the base. So now we will have to actually get rid of as many of them as we can. So we're going to hover a bit, control stuff, use our actual, basically use our whole stuff to get rid of them as fast as possible. By the way, the name of the track here is called Second Wind.
Targets coming from above.
So we're going to fly up here. We now have at least a very good boost system, so we really won't be running out of boost. Gonna use this and just use our railgun. Get rid of all of them. Use our lasers to lock on and get rid of as many as we can. We swap there. Use this there. As I said, we're going to just keep boosting on stuff. Get to them as fast as we can. Take precise shots on it.
Mithril,
Quickly
tell me
swap
the
the
truth.
targets.
Why and how did you come here?
Well, sir,
How? Well,
about that.
they never tell us.
To think
I
that we're
recall.
just some small part of a complex system, having to blindly follow orders given to us.
Very good existential question there.
Sad.
Mirai?
But we are not just a part of something. We are all human.
Yes, we are.
And we can choose to create a
Want to
future
lock onto
we
as many
want.
as we can, so we can get rid
The
of things
future
fast.
we dream of. The future we strive
As soon as
to
we get
make
rid
a
of the missiles,
reality.
we will end this faster. So,
That's our answer,
getting
sir.
to the getting rid of them faster does help save time.
Deciding by yourself.
Although it is hard to get a perfect amount of stuff on it.
You'll act even without our orders, or even go so far as to go against our orders, right?
I'm afraid the answer will be yes, sir.
Let's see. Lieutenant Colonel Esmeralda Ingrid, I fear that one day we're
gonna
going
lock
to
onto
cross
as many of them as we
paths on
can.
this battlefield. I'd like to warn you now. When that day comes,
Set up so
the
that way
United
we can
States
get rid
Air
of it.
Force will show you no mercy.
Now we have enough that we can just wait it out, but that'll take way too long. By have enough to wait it out, I mean just letting the missiles actually hit the base. But if we get rid of them faster, we get to save time.
All missiles intercepted.
As you see, if it had hit the base, it would have taken a bit longer, but because we got rid of it, it saves time.
Although the operation is not a success, we have avoided the ultimate tragedy. Katyusha, this is OKEL. I will not work with a superior that orders the massacre of innocents.
What's really interesting is that each of this stuff has its own unique actual things. If you listen properly, you can see just like how the camera is on some things. So there's ways you could probably clip in, but it's just hard. Skip the cutscene. And now I need to do one thing. I need to turn the music off. Well, turn it down, I should state. That's because, for some reason, this particular version of Ride of the Valkyries, which is used here, will trigger Twitch's copyright. So it's hard to tell if it's this particular performance of it, or if it is something else on that one. As I believe the world record holder for casual, which is on YouTube, does not have that problem. So, but then again, it's YouTube, so YouTube is a bit more finicky on that one. You'd have an amazing thing of, like, you know, Ride of the Valkyries, you know, that do 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 do. That famous piece that you usually hear whenever you see like a dogfight or stuff like that, or something chasing another. I did say that this game has a lot of references and stuff to mechs and a lot of aerial combat and action stuff. I think I mentioned it. Anyway, we've got to get rid of all these enemies here to be able to protect the chopper that will spawn in a bit.
Looks like the defense has been lowered.
And it's also a bit hard because I do use music as some of the clues, but because of having to turn it off, it's a pain because some of my cues are no longer there. But we're going to get rid of that one because you see the chopper there. If it dies before a certain point, we have to restart. Luckily, although the game does not tell you, there is a hidden checkpoint in this after they rescue the person.
Suffering is inevitable. All who live suffer. All who fight.
The game does not tell you that there is, and the only reason why I know about it is by accident. Because of accidentally dying when practicing this on one of the harder difficulties. When I was trying to get the achievement for beating the game on the Prepare to Die mode. This was one of the missions that I had to actually work on to be able to do that. Because I was not good when playing this game casually to do that. Let's find the color dot. Gonna quickly swap over there. Launch our decoys to help with protecting it from missiles. Because the copter is not the best. And the more we can actually save it and keep it from dying, the more we can survive. Fun fact, if you did not, if you take the hidden checkpoint, which I've never tested to see if it actually is a free respawn or just death, because, well, that would require me actually testing to do everything to see about it or not. Which, I don't know about y'all, but time. So I'll just take not dying and just deal with the fact of they have a second. There is a checkpoint once you get to the second phase of this, so I'll just take not dying and knowing to just try to get to have the chopper survive until a certain point. So we're gonna drop these there, drop that there, range there. All these enemies here are drones.
This is Shorebird. We have arrived at the
Do that
target
there.
building.
We still, as I said, missing like a great part of this.
Protect the Shorebird while they are
Ironically,
standing
it's
by.
only part of the Ride of the Valkyries that is copyright, as part of it still wasn't not censored, but you know when Twitch actually mutes your game audio. Although at the time I was also listening to other stuff, but you know you couldn't really hear that. By the way, that blue robot cat thing is Doraemon. For those that know the actual anime character or the reference, if you don't, there you go. Look him up. It's one of those very well-known worldwide anime icons. We're going to quickly drop this here. My actual notes on this one is just camped up out of the helicopter. No joke. My notes in big bold letters say camp the out of this to make sure you don't die. So yes, even in my notes for the game, which shoutouts to me actually making them available on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Mageius1, it states deliberately that. So again, just spinning the camera, and as far as tech goes, it's just slowly just keep it alive, toss the decoys so that way the enemies don't really notice it. Lock onto the enemies as they're coming in. Use our actual homing lasers. Fun fact, they don't automatically home like the homing missiles, sadly. But they do have the, it's like they'll home in, no matter where they are, even if you're not targeted. But I really can't tell whether or not they actually lock on if you're not directly targeted. An enemy similar to the homing missiles.
Leave him. He's dead.
And because we really don't use this frame, but for a few missions, it's not worth really taking the time to test it out. Although there is 1 to 2 missions I probably could test it on. Those end up being so fast that it's like not worth testing. It's like this and one other are the real only things I've got to worry about, and I've got bigger problems on those than that, so now we're just dropping the decoys. Drop it here, protect that one there, launch the funnels to get rid of any missiles or attacks.
Hey, we got
just
the
keep
VIP.
up the stuff.
Mithram, he said he wants to speak to you. Should we tell you who he is? Look, the VIP got shot. Don't worry about me. Look after that soldier.
The thing is
that President
after President speaks, which surprise, that's who we're rescuing.
Lieutenant Colonel from Mithril, aren't you?
You can take a
Girl should be around here
if
too.
you take a death or the Shorebird dies, you will restart at this part with it flying.
After the last time, they took me hostage.
They? Wait, who is they?
They are... Hey, aren't these the guys who escorted
we're just
Air
gonna
Force
wait?
One and took down the Patriot? Are you kidding me? This is all of them? Unbelievable!
We're suddenly quite famous, aren't we?
Move a second, grab a
Way
drink.
too much.
Fly, fly, fly. Fly in the sky. Just wait for it to get out of sight. Fly, 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 away in the sky. Spin the win. If you notice that I do play with a higher sensitivity on that one, that is purely to help with speed up movement, while at the same point trying to actually maintain some accuracy. So how are you all doing? If I really want to save some of the time.
combat area. Thanks for the assist.
And now we should be safe to put this up. Or if not, it'll be maybe a second or two. So I've got all this set up. Yep.
Detecting energy buildup. Wait. Where is this coming from? Under the water?
Well, we'll find out in about
Morgan, something is approaching
seconds.
from below the sea. Prepare for combat.
Can you hear me, humans?
Can do, Ingrid. And we're going to take the restart now.
You will wish for death.
Boost.
And
3,
I
4,
shall
5.
grant it.
Mirai, Morgan,
Funnels now.
we have no information
Missiles.
on this battle frame. Don't get too close to it. Watch for its attack patterns.
Eliminate!
Eliminate.
You will wish for death. And
No, I won't.
shall grant it. I will destroy all.
Capture drones. Morgan, Mirai,
We'll swap up
that
there.
weapon will slow down your battle frame.
Because the
Don't let
lasers
it
on
catch
that one.
you. If all of them lock onto you at once, you will be immobilized.
Yeah, well,
Humans,
as long as we don't let it do that.
the torments you so freely inflict.
Then we should be good.
Eliminate!
As long as we don't die, which we won't. And again, this is when a blade attack can just seriously help.
Marked for elimination. No hope. No future. No existence. No reason
Listen.
to resist.
Yes, there's always a reason to exist.
Life. Death.
Existential.
I finally got the intel. XJPH-1 Anapanosti is a weapon project created in the 2040s. It is a weapon platform controlled by a sentient AI, capable of learning and
This is
evolving
sad.
itself. It seems like it was shot down and went into hibernation during war. It was recently recovered by the Children of Fallen Nations and refurbished with modern weapons
group
and
do we
engine
have to take
drives,
out?
but the core of the AI remained the same. The same one used by the United States Ministry of Defense during the War of the Old World Nations. It must have been suffering
Just
all this time.
waiting out on that one. This is
Something
one of
built
those
by
things where I
humans,
wish I could find out whether or
abandoned
not
and destroyed by
if
the very
restarting
thing it
constantly would
sacrificed
help with
itself
saving
for.
time. But the problem with doing that is you have to test full missions. And now we're hopefully trying to end the war.
This is the
2,
USS Guardian.
3,
It's an
4,
honor to
5,
accompany our
6,
war
7,
heroes.
8,
We
9,
are
10,
currently
11,
waiting
12.
at the rendezvous point.
Use momentum
Unbelievable. The president was
to
actually
immediately clip that to
Wait a
end
minute.
that
Where is the
conversation
7th
extra
Fleet?
early
This is the rendezvous
and
point.
start this
The ships
faster.
and radar
As soon as we
are-
get to the rendezvous point, we are a lot faster. We can immediately get to the second part.
The net, just as expected. Show them no mercy. They deserve no quarter.
We're detecting a radar signature in front of
So,
us. But
in this
these
instance, we're
IFF,
now having to
that's
take
the
out the
UCN
combined
Pacific
forces of
Fleet.
both
Dragon's Eyes
of
respond.
the
USS Takao to AWACS Dragon's
US
Eyes.
and
Please
the
respond. Connection lost.
Russians,
This
because
isn't good.
well,
All
the
units
Russian side of
prepare for combat
things,
against the
because
UCN
honestly,
Pacific
it's the
Fleet.
idea of stoking the flames of war on
Protect
that
the
one
Takao. Don't
of
let
the
us
Children of
out
Fallen
your
Nations.
Caucasus class
Gonna do that
frigate
there.
sunk.
Gonna do that there. Swap down here. Use there. Fire there. Again, you can start to see just like the names of the people that helped donate as far as the Kickstarter goes. I want to take out everything as possible. Timing our slashes and our fire. This is when you really notice just how the fact we no longer have missiles, but lasers just affects total output of damage. Because although they home in, which I might add is slightly better on the sequel versus the actual original game, doesn't really deal as much damage. And because of that, we don't get as much output with that. Fire that there, avoid those, swap there, quickly reload and retarget. Constantly having to quickly tap targets so I can keep stuff up. Want to get in close.
Petersburg class Corvette
Now this is
sunk.
when you truly have to just start using the actual use of the railgun plus the laser. Railgun plus the blade. Because it does, as you can see, just how much damage it starts piling up. And again, aligning. By the way, this is how the new cockpit looks. And although it looks like we're doing a lot of the same things, this game is more of a technical run. I mean, heck, the argument could be said that in Super Mario, and all that, it's like all you're doing is jumping. Now, Mario runners, I know you'll complain that it's a lot more than that. And that's why I say, technical with controls and a lot of other stuff like that, it is a lot more on that one. But just for those that want to complain about how it looks the same. Quickly do that there.
Additional Kiro class destroyers approaching. Wait a minute.
Do that there.
These IFF, they're on our side.
Well, they did say, you know, they wanted to stop the war. Zukov did say he wanted to stop that. I don't recognize the reference there if there is one. Now we have to take out the purple target.
Kadyusha, where do you think your loyalty lies? Is it with the army, the government, your ideals, or just your pathetic warrior's honor? If this does not lie with the people, the very lifeblood of our nation,
I mean,
then we are
it is
in
a very good thought and a very good question to ask yourself.
Eagle's eye in your mother tongue. Mithril's pilot.
I mean, having a code of honor is something that... Okay, this is what I was afraid of, and this is one of the reasons the estimate is the way it is. That was a death which I have to start from the beginning.
Mithril, this is the USS Guardian. It's an honor to accompany our war heroes. We are currently waiting at the rendezvous.
17.
Unbelievable. The president was actually able to
And if
order
I don't
a
clip that there,
ceasefire.
you can see just
Yes.
like how it just...
We will escort him to the 7th Fleet, so we can begin the
You
peace
need to
of the
tag
centuries.
that ball
Wait a
exactly on that
minute.
one.
Where is the 7th Fleet?
Should have...
This is the rendezvous point.
This
The
is one of
ships
the
and
longest
radar
missions
are...
in there. But... It's not like it'll cost me that much time. I can make it up.
Show them no mercy. They deserve
Again,
no
this
quarter.
is one of those
We're
games where,
detecting a radar signature
considering
in
I'm
front of
already
us.
annoyed of losing
But
time
these
on a PB,
IFF, that's the UCN
on-
Pacific Fleet.
because of
Dragon's
earlier,
Eyes respond. USS
it's a
Takao
pain.
to
Also, if
AWACS,
you go
Dragon's
out of
Eyes,
bounds, you
please
will take
respond.
damage.
Connection lost? This isn't good.
No,
All
it isn't,
units
Ingrid.
prepare for combat against the UCN Pacific Fleet. Morgan, protect the Takao. Don't let us out of your sight.
Yeah, I'm not going to let you out of your sight because I can't do that. I'm forced into this combat area.
Petersburg class Corvette sunk.
Yep, got rid of that there. So we're going to just get rid of as many enemies as we can, as fast as we can. Sometimes I will just keep it on the railgun, just because it has the most range as far as targeting goes. And that is a very good thing. Because if we can get them on targeting, we can actually do a lot of things with it. Move that there.
Flagship
If we turn
Vladimir
around.
Putin sunk.
Yeah, it took a while game to recognize that there. Again, just want to slowly ease into things. This is one of those games where I wish I had help with, had more people running the game, just to actually be able to ask for help with commentary. Well, that or friends, but online friends is kind of hard to tell. at least in my opinion. So, yeah, not in a good mood about that, but I can make up the time, so let's go for that. Yep, there you go for that there. We're a little low on that one, so we want to quickly fly up. Want to slowly choose proper spots.
Petersburg class corvette sunk.
Let's see, get that lined up. We want to avoid the rain of fire of missiles. Note, I do have to move the weapons wheel to something else because the game won't let you not have a button assigned to it, sadly. So I just mapped it to the button to the left on the D-pad. And the reason why, and fun fact, the reason my transformation button is on the button that it is it's an actual personal reference for myself to Robotech Battlecry, which is one of the first games I actually rooted, and the very first mech game I rooted. As transformation on that one, the one that's used, one of the ones that's used the most is pressing the down button to convert between two, the flight and the other. Well, the jet mode and the Battleoid mode, aka the giant mech. And one of the things I can do is go in close, but not attack for blade attack, but just use it for momentum purposes. Fly closer to an enemy.
Additional Kirov class destroyers approaching.
Yep, almost back to where we were.
These IFF, they're on our side.
Yes, they are.
This is Admiral Zukov. We want
The
to
same
stop
reason
this
that
bloodshed.
I said before.
We will not listen to a commander who is willing to take innocent lives.
Admiral Zukov, General Anton, you are
Better move there. Fire there. Move up here.
Where do
Try
you
not
think
to
your
die.
loyalty lies? Is it with the army? The
Or is
government?
Warrior's Pride?
Your
My guess is
ideals, or
Warrior's
just
Pride.
Your pathetic warrior's honor. If this does not lie with the people, the very lifeblood of our nation,
Since we don't have
we
the
are
giant
in
laser
disagreement.
that
Is it
it's
Ewas
had,
Otirel,
or
it
that
was I
Liliana
who
has right now,
Mithras
we
pilot.
have to just take out the
Please,
thing at
listen to
a
us.
distance
Lieutenant Colonel Ingrid,
and getting
if
proper
you seek
positioning
peace,
to try to
then
go
we
for
are on the same side.
the laser
SAR class
is
cruiser
a bit
sunk.
hard. And I already took a small def, so I've got to play conservatively with that one there. Fire that there. With those with the funnels. Yeah, took me a while. Also, funnels being something that's used in Gundam with new types as the ability to control things with the mind. Do that there. Fly up here. Fire that there. Fire that. Use those actual rates.
The 7th Fleet?
Actual targeting.
USS Takao to
Now.
AWACS Dragon Eyes. If you can hear this, please respond. We cannot contact you. USS Takao.
This is a private transmission to Mithril. Listen, do not approach the 7th Fleet. I repeat, do not approach the 7th Fleet.
Yeah, well, we have
General
to.
Renaud cannot be trusted. Do not trust General Renaud. Leave the area immediately.
Looks like
Where
we're
do
getting
you
the good
think
stuff
you're
tonight.
I'm gonna take
Looks
the
like we're getting the good stuff tonight, guys.
restart,
sorry.
like always,
You
so we
all
can
have to
face
die
them
here.
directly.
All 7th Fleet units. Eliminate the Russians and the traitors.
So that's what this is. You wanted to
the
use the
top.
UCN to kill us and the president, so you could sow the flames of war, leading the nation to pour all of its resources into destroying the UCN.
Well, the game doesn't want. Actually, it will admit it on that one in a minute, but again, the one thing about a blade missile valve and blade dashing as a whole is it takes boost power, so we have to actually make sure we have that to do. So getting that timed properly is something that we do have to consider.
The flagship of the 7th Fleet is the USS Enterprise carrier. If we can sink that ship,
shoutouts
we
to
can
it
put
actually
a lot
being
of
a
enemy battle
real
frames out of action.
US ship.
What is this, Reynolds?
You may not realize it, but your presence is destroying the future of our country. The defense budget has been cut greatly.
I'm not going to
make
make a comment
there.
there.
The army has been reduced to 1/3 of what it was.
We're going to take them all out.
Are getting stronger by the day. We are
This
fighting more threats, yet we
the fact that our guns are good, and as long as we can position properly and not control our momentum perfectly, we can do things properly.
No one respects us anymore. Our army is no longer feared. No one believes that we can hold up the promises we've made to our allies.
Yeah, but if we get rid of all of you,
before we are weakened
we're
further,
gonna just get rid of that one.
Before our enemies smell our weakness.
Really, they could smell weakness? I don't think they're animals.
Wipe them off the face of the earth. We must fight for a world where our families can sleep soundly. A world where our children do not have to live in fear.
Isn't that perfectly so I can do that?
America is not defined by the strength, size, or technological reach of the military, and reducing it will not destroy us.
The 7th Fleet
Because Juliana being here, we do have stuff.
Has been sunk.
Fun fact,
I never thought we'd meet on the
fun
battlefield
fact,
like this.
they'll continue onward speaking-wise, and ironically, they're expected to be able to get rid of them fast as Steam achievements. And avoid the giant laser. Fire that there. Fire there, so we get rid of that one. Yep, railgun for the win. Hard to explain and make this sound interesting, but also knowing that many people are watching it. Sadly, I know. But we got through. We got through.
System. Disengaging combat mode.
Mithril, you're...
Now we have to... Juliana wants revenge.
No! I can never forgive her!
Just do that there, just there, fire that early so she uses her shield early.
Miss Juliana! Juliana! Miss Juliana!
Shut up! Just die already! What is this? Green light.
Gotta play conservatively now. Because ideally you would be able to do that without having to worry as much. Fire that there. Normally you want to actually not have to fight the battle normally, but we got her. Now we're on Act 4. We're gonna start with Mirai.
I'm picking up
The name of
USAF
this
and Viper
mission is
Squadron
called Together.
incoming. The IFF readings are blue.
We're gonna hover here, use Mirai because of having to get rid of enemies in the sky.
We're here to provide additional air support.
And now we have the option to choose her or Juliana. But because we also have to get rid of a lot of aerial targets, it's more efficient to have Blade Mr. Volley. The ability to actually fire stuff like that
I must have fallen asleep.
than normal. Also, we won't be using the giant laser, so it's better to also have the so it's better to have the homing missiles here. And they're working together. So although we lose out on some things, we really don't need the defensive barrier as well during the second part of this mission. I'll explain that when we get there. That there, that there, that there. Targets. This is when they actually want to allow us to do things.
So this is what you wish to see.
Yes. That's what Andrea wanted to see. Humanity working together.
Got this fresh off the factory floor. Now let's see what it can do.
Use that there. Again, it makes it a lot easier to work together, and the fact of having the ability to use railgun missile volleys is very good. because, as I said, the problem with Giliana is she does not really get to do that, and the timing is a lot harder.
Anarchist operational. I repeat, this is Iago Travis in the Anarchist, preparing to engage.
Yes, it are.
I don't understand.
Again, you can see the last of the Kickstarter people names here. Let's go. Also, you gotta love the music here. Okay, the Anarchists.
I die free.
Got that there. The soundtrack overall, you have to admit, is pretty good. Oh, I missed 1 to 2 here. Just checking to make sure of those.
We have
Nope,
secured
got it all.
airspace. Grounding.
Now we just have to take out some of the remaining enemies while waiting. And as I said, we just got to take out the targets and wait till they get rid of some of the stuff.
War.
We do what we can do, and you may think it's all, you know, not perfect, but it is all just controlling things. And control the camera. I mean, we do what we can do. That's all we can do. We minimize where we can to prevent all-out dogfights. And
Alpha team, arrive at the target area.
as I said, that's all we can do, but maintaining and controlling is a huge part of the speedrun. Hopefully you're all enjoying it. Although, sadly, I wish I had not had mistakes I've had throughout there. But, again, having a PB died is something that's not your fault. Especially when you're that far ahead. Don't know about you all, but that just... Every speedrunner knows that feeling.
Question for the next one. How are we in time?
What time are we currently at?
We've secured the building.
What time are we at anyway?
We are at 2 hours 31 minutes.
Okay, it won't be that long. We're on the second to last mission, so maybe 10 minutes. Considering the problems on that one, not bad. Was it? Give or take 10 minutes. And that's also why I said I was annoyed. Just screwing up some stuff, but still. Yeah, we don't. Just gotta wait for the last targets in order to be able to get to the next section. We do what we can do to speed up things.
This is Alpha. The tunnel is open.
Now we just go in and take out the
Get inside.
actual second piece of this. This is also one of the reasons why Mariah is good here, because we have to get rid of a lot of ground targets. This improperly here. Although on the on prepare to die mode, you want to either take things slowly or
It'll be
use
hard to dodge enemy
Giliana
fire
for
in a
the
closed
shield.
area like this. Focus.
I'm going to shut up so I can not screw this up. This is really not a good... save point, I should state. go. Taking out an AI system.
The Ronald Reagan AI
There we
has
go.
been destroyed.
There we go. Out of dots. Thank you.
Get out of there now!
Luckily, we don't take damage from the flames at all.
The safety gates are closing.
So now we
We're
just
not
need to
gonna
get out of
make it.
Dodge. Come on now. Almost there. Come on.
Mirai,
There we go.
respond.
You
Mirai.
game. Now we have to take out a weaponized satellite called the Testament.
It's a little sad.
Yes.
You're watching, right, Colonel?
This is Okira. There's
Need
not
to
much
set
time
this
left
up.
before the Testament reaches interception altitude. Get to the staging area as fast as you can.
Listen
A
perfectly.
battleframe squadron is approaching. One prototype unit and multiple high-performance
We use
battleframes.
Ileana here for the
Mirai,
second phase
Juliana, Morgan,
because the
prepare to
final
engage.
thing
The
has a
children
giant
of fallen
laser,
nations
and
ace.
we also want the giant laser to deal damage to it.
Warmongers from both sides have come here of their own free will, huh?
That there.
Just sit still and accept your end. I may have underestimated you before, but it's not over yet.
Use a combination of stuff. Is that there? Avoid that. Giant laser, because they also have one apparently. I say apparently on that one because you can clearly see it on that one.
And fight until my last breath. I'm sorry. I did everything I could.
Again, lock on the targets. Reload. Fire that there. At this point, it's more just trying to get rid of as many enemies as possible as fast as I can, so we're going to be taking a restart at the start of the second phase anyway. It costs us a tiny bit of time because you could technically be close to where the thing spawns, but I will take that small bit of time lost to having full health, full ammo, and being able to not have to look for where it is. Like that there, fire those there, railgun there, fire that there, fire, lock on, blade, reload.
It's been an honor. I die knowing that my actions have paved the way for the world that is to come. Nori, I'll be with you shortly.
Funnel ready.
Now we're on the second part of it. Before I take a mission restart, I've got to do this. This is specifically for this mission. Also, time will be at the start of the final cutscene. You'll see it soon enough. It'll take a few minutes, but just to give a heads up. We're going to boost there.
This is
Use
it.
the funnels.
Our last battle. Whatever happens, the Earth and its inhabitants will remember this day. The day we learn to live as one. We will fight for it.
Use
We've
that
come
there.
this far.
We have to take out these cooling units. The other reason why I do this is so I can be more precise. Because of how hard it is to actually aim. Because of it moving. Positive note is actually dealing more damage to it really does help speed up things. Got to target hit. Wouldn't cost me that much time.
I thought I didn't have a dream of my own.
But now I
get
know
out
what
of there
it
so we
is.
don't get caught on that
My
one.
dream is for humanity to keep dreaming.
'Cause that does happen every now and then.
I fight so that others can have hopes and dreams. I fight for the humanity of
Fire
our
that one there.
dreams.
We will face
Pretty good
this
considering we
world.
didn't get rid of one
We
of
will
the
face
things.
darkness. No matter how impossible.
Come on.
We will stand and fight. We will realize the impossible.
There we go. Thought it had actually swapped over to the thing, but apparently not. That will hit it to 40%. Getting close.
3 minutes left, Lieutenant. You have to hurry.
Try to not get caught up in it, because you can have that happen. Yes, lose a bit of some movement here, but this is also why we don't use Mirai, because that giant laser is just, it just deals so much damage. And it is just that much of needing control and more precision. There we go, just launching that one there. So block away. Avoid that there.
We can do this.
Although Mirai could do this part, it's just easier to use Liliana because of the shield. %.
Testament is 80% damaged. Just a little more. Mirai, Juliana, keep it up.
We're gonna use this target here. Did we get it? No. Move there. It's the hardest part is making sure it's targeted, and that is, as I said, one of the hard things to do. Okay.
Just 1 minute left.
Go on now. Okay. Time is coming up in a few seconds.
We can do
Time.
this, right, Mirai?
Yes, Miss.
Not bad considering the time loss. Gonna assume like a little bit of stuff on that one plus the deaths, which I'm annoyed about, but overall solid, I guess. But that's Project Nimbus Complete Edition. It's a fun little game. It's an indie developed game, and it's usually always on sale. And it's pretty fun. Speedrun wise, it's one of those games that you usually just need to do stuff perfectly. And Mirai is the PS4 version, which is based off of the first part. Well, not first part, but the earlier version, if I recall. Hopefully you all enjoyed it.
Yeah, thanks for the run. I will let the credits finish running, and then we can set up the last one for the day, which is Diddy Kong Racing.
Okay. I'll say this much for anybody watching. Feel free to follow me at twitch.tv/Mageius1. That's MAGEIUS1. I'll try to do another run of this today, possibly, but again, at present I can't highlight anything because of the hours. So I've also got to go through and deal with all that with Twitch. So It's hard to tell when next I'll be able to stream. It's not like I can't stream, but it's the dealing with Twitch. So hopefully y'all enjoyed this. I know I'll be back tomorrow to show off Tenchi Muyo game Pain on the SNES. But I guess I'll pass along the stuff to whenever anybody wants. A lot of them.